Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I want to start this video off by saying I literally just recorded this entire thing for the past 30 minutes and I accidentally shot it in the wrong mode. It was all in slow-mo, so it's gone, it's in the trash, all the authenticity. Special guest, midnight. Alright. It's okay, I got this. Today's video, we are going to talk about decentering the world around us and centering ourselves, becoming self-centered. And before you go, Chloe, why the heck would anyone want to be self-centered? Why would I want to be a self-centered person? You have the wrong definition in your mind. You have negative connotation attached to that word in your mind, and we're going to rewire it right now. I thought of this really good analogy that I said to my roommate earlier that helps explain. Imagine you have your cup of life, your cup of everything, your cup. It's you. You are the cup. And you want to fill this cup when you are self-centered. Your priority with being self-centered is to put yourself first when you need to. It means you put yourself first because you know you need to put yourself first in order to be able to help other people. So you have your cup, you want it to be full, you fill this cup all the way. Once your cup is fully filled with all the things that you've done to help yourself, all the things that you've done to make sure that you're off and well physically, mentally, emotionally, and that you're a good person, you've got your morals in the right place, you practice good deeds, your cup is full. And it's so full to the point where it's a surplus, where it's pouring out, it's spilling out. So much so that you have enough to go pour into other people's cups. But what sets this apart from a greedy person is a greedy person can also be self-centered in the way that they prioritize filling their cup, but being self-centered isn't what the problem is. What the problem is being greedy. What they'll do is they'll have their surplus and they'll just keep letting it splash around them, even though there's all the people around them that are so thirsty. It doesn't mean anything to them. They have greed. They just want it for themselves, even if they're not going to use it. But someone that is generous enough and has loved themselves enough to have enough love to give out, they're still self-centered. They're still self-centered as a priority. They're still self-centered as a precedent to being selfless, to being generous. Rewire your brain. Reteach yourself what being self-centered should really mean to you, because I believe everybody should be self-centered. I think that everybody in the world needs to put themselves first. Everybody needs to be their own main character. And there's that song Michael Jackson said, take a look at yourself and make the change. If everyone did it, the world would be spectacular. Here are some signs to tell if you are not centering yourself and you're centering the rest of the world around your own center of gravity, existence. You might constantly check for reactions. When you walk in a room, when you say something, after you speak, after you shared an opinion, after you said something that reveals something personal about yourself, something that's not even judgeable, but you still look for reactions, you look for opinions, you look for approval. You might edit your addiction, alter your mannerisms, your body language, your tone, your inflections to match that of the person that you're talking to, or to match the vibe of the group of the people you're around or the environment. And being mindful of another person, like if you're talking to an elderly person and you change the way that you're talking, that's different. Being mindful to a culture and having to respect a certain that's different. Code switching, whatever, that's different. We're not talking about doing things for a societal purpose. We're talking about your intention behind checking for these reactions is because of a subconscious paranoia of judgment. You might also over-explain your choices or decisions. Maybe you have to over-explain why you did something or why you didn't do something when honestly no one probably asked and no one even needs to know if they did. You might withhold opinions or preferences to prioritize that of the people around you and to let them go first or let them have it their way. And it's especially worse if it does something that you're actually not okay with or not comfortable with and you let it overstep a boundary, not only just being selfless all the time and letting other people go first, but you're hurting your own character and hurting your own morals of what you hold yourself to. Over apologizing is a big thing. Speaking without confidence, feeling sorry for a situation you don't even need to feel sorry for, or something that someone's not even offended by, or something they shouldn't be offended by. Do you know what I mean? Are you sure? Maybe. Oh, I'm yapping. Oh, I'm being annoying. Just speaking with no self-confidence, with no strength, no power behind what you're saying, no power behind your thoughts. Like you're not even sure if that's what you think. If you feel like the answer is yes to any of those and you feel that those represent a part of you, maybe sometimes or a lot of the time, then I think this video is going to help you a lot. We're going to talk about specific ways that people typically center the world around them. First can be families, centering your family. A lot of the time this can go unnoticed, especially if it's normal in your culture or in your family to center family and to make it your entire life. It might seem completely normalized to you, but to other people outside of that bubble, they're going to see it as a lack of identity and just just someone who wants to be part of a pact, someone that has no sustenance or personality behind them besides where their parents came from or what language they speak or something. And it's perfectly okay to have pride behind your culture and whatever, but people want to have more to appreciate about you than just where you came from. People don't want you to be like everybody else. And it's not about, oh, what do people want? What do people want? Like, I understand you don't want to live for other people. Like, that's the whole point of this. You want to live for yourself, but even for yourself, why would you just want to be a carbon copy? Why would you just want to be only known as something that's associated with something else? You know, why can't you be that thing? Some signs of this are withholding opinions or preferences or activities you want to do. Honestly, probably anything when you're around family members because you want to prevent tension, or you complete duties or you fulfill standards or expectations that honestly aren't even yours. They're not even ones that you set up for yourself. They're not even things that you prefer to do. They're not even things that you think are ideal, but you say it's a choice. And realistically, if we trace it back, it's something that's obliged or been volunteered for you to do. When you're around other people, you might also find yourself pausing before making a big decision or a small decision and being like, what will my family think? What will my mom think? What will my dad think? Your compass of life is literally based off of your family's approval. Like, any decision you make, it's gonna go ding, 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 ding. Do I need my family's approval? Do I get their family approval? Like, you need to be so confident in yourself as a person that you have your own approval that you can give yourself. I made a whole video about self-validation and learning how to unteach the need to rely on other people's validation for yourself, to have confidence in what you want to do and not have to put a pause on your behaviors because you're relying on the decision of what another human being would do if they were you, a human being. You are here to break the generational curses. The people that came before us, they did not just come down here by being the exact same. They came down here, made it this far by being different, by being the outcasts, okay? And all the people that decided to stay the same, well, they just stay the same, and that's all it's gonna be. And maybe that's exactly what you want. Maybe you don't want any change and you want to be a carbon copy and you want to live deep in the simulation. And honestly, that's fine. That's great. Do what you want to do, but don't be surprised when you feel like you don't have an identity and that you feel trapped beyond this world and that you'll never feel the full fulfillment and the full level of consciousness or oneness with nature and oneness with humanity because you've fortified this cemented block around you that's, I have to be like this because I come from this. All right. Second way that you can center the world around you is by centering your friends. As I mentioned in another video, this can also come from not having the right influences growing up and not understanding what true, deep, real connections should look like or how to maintain them, and only prioritizing quantity over quality of friends because that's all you know. You think that the more people that you have, the more people that you can stay close around you, the better it's going to be. But realistically, you're sacrificing yourself and you're sacrificing who you truly are to put on this pose of someone that you think that they will accept or prefer. And yeah, sure, anyone's going to be receptive to a mirror of themselves because it's comforting and familiar, but that's all they're going to think of you as, is a mirror. You don't bring anything that excites their brain. You don't bring anything that makes them think or questions anything, because when you're around them, all you do is mirror them. All you do is act like them. You give them themselves. They're going to get bored of it or tired of it, or more importantly, it's going to leave you with no sustenance. Imagine they leave your life, then what? You don't have anyone to perform for. You don't have anything left of yourself because all that you created of yourself was of other people. You start matching their hobbies, you start copying their slang, you start eating the same foods that they eat. You don't have a self-identity. And even worse, this attracts narcissists, because narcissists, they think that they're above all, high and mighty. They want people that are going to feed off of their ego and boost it. They want the people that are leeches that are going to believe that they're all this, that, and the other, because not only does it make them feel better about themselves, but it's easy to thrive off of putting you below them, and it's easy to manipulate someone that doesn't have the respect for themselves because they don't have their own self-identity or confidence in who they are. You might find yourself saying yes to doing things, saying things, or to liking things, just despite exhaustion or despite lack of interest, saying yes to things you don't even really want to do. All of this signals that you prioritize belonging over authenticity. And it might be cute for a little bit, it might feel comfortable for a little bit, it might work, but on both sides, it becomes pretty clear. It becomes pretty clear to each party. And then that relationship, that friendship, it withers away over time, and then you just start trying to grasp at straws with all these other people, and you have nothing. You have nothing. And you were just dust in the wind to everyone else. And then what are you gonna do? Continue to center your life around other people, and then you never break the cycle. The next example of how you can center the world is centering romantic relationships. relationships. You guys make these men your entire life. Like, you will breathe every breath they breathed. From like the beginning of all of time, everywhere on this earth, women have been forced to or have been taught and still do to compromise themselves, to minimize themselves, to fit the appeal of a man and his ego. You'll change your dreams, your goals, your aspirations. Maybe you'll get rid of them if they conflict with that of your partners, if they make it more difficult for them, or if it's something that you just tell yourself, oh, well, I would rather put my efforts into supporting them than supporting me. I want them to go further. Girl, what? Like, we need to get a grip, for real. Like, they literally are equally on this earth as much as you are equally on this earth. You have the right to your own life. You have the right to your own wheel. Like, you get put in front of this wheel, he has hands on his wheel. Like, he is okay. You are okay. You do not need to drive his car for him. You do not need to put gas in his tank. All right. If your tank is overflowing, then go ahead. You can give him some. But what good is one car that doesn't work and another car that has extra gas? Can't you do more with two cars with fuel? Can't you carry more loads? Can't you both go just as far together? Similar to what I was saying earlier with your partner, you can completely absorb them, change your body language, change your slang, change your clothes. Maybe you start wearing their clothes, maybe you start dressing like them, or even worse, maybe you start dressing like other people that you think appeal to them. Maybe you start posting on social media online and you saw that they follow only blonde hair, blue-eyed people online and you're a brunette, and so you freaking dyed your hair thinking it was gonna get them to like you more. Unfortunately, I am guilty of this, but we learn and we don't do this. This is scum. This is no self-identity. This is no self-respect. This is no self-value. This is, I submit my entire life to the opinion of this dude, someone's kid, someone's son, like just a dude. And also, if your partner is following all those people, you don't want him anyway. So why are you gonna change yourself for him? I went to the UK a few months ago and I met this wonderful girl and we had a nice fun time. We went to the clubs and everything, but we were on the bus and she was looking at me and she was like, girl, I have curly hair like you. I think she's like Latina or something, and she was like, but in the UK, the beauty standard here, I straighten my hair every single day. I blow dry every single day. How do you wear your hair so confidently? How do the curls look so good? And she was like, mine don't look like that. And I'm like, girl, well, yours don't look like that because you fry them every single day, for one. But two, it doesn't even matter what it looks like because my hair didn't look like this all the time. I've been wearing my hair curly for 2 years, but it only starts to look good like now recently because it's finally gotten adjusted to it. But even before that, I had to force myself into this. I didn't like the way that it looked. Like I said, I dyed my hair blonde. I looked crazy. I didn't look anything like myself, and I completely owned a different identity that was a fake, that was a pose, because I thought it would be more appealing subconsciously, of course. Like, this is something that you have to realize after you come out of it. But I've been there, done that, and then I had to realize, okay, even if I don't prefer the way that I look, even if I don't think that I'm the beauty standard, even if I think that da-da-da-da-da looks better, at the end of the day, that's not what I look like. So realistically, why would I want a partner? Why would I want to be in love with and spend the rest of my life with someone that doesn't actually like the way that I really look, doesn't like the person that I really am, doesn't like the mannerisms and the attitudes that I really have, doesn't like the preferences and opinions I really have? Why would I want that to be my partner? That person's gonna spend the rest of your life with you. Hopefully, they're going to see every part of you unfold. People change, everyone changes, you change, I'm gonna change, he's gonna change, your friend's gonna change, your mom's gonna change, everyone changes. Everyone continues to change, everyone continues to grow. So you have to be with someone that's willing to accept you for who you are at your deepest core, not someone that's accepting you for an expectation or with conditions. You want unconditional love. You don't want love that comes with conditions. If you think changing your hair is a big enough change that they start liking you, is that really where the bar is? Like, how lustful, how fetishized is that in that person's brain to think like that's literally the gaping hole between him wanting you and him not wanting you? Alright, well, unfortunately my microphone died and I didn't realize that until I'm editing it just now. So I'm going to continue the rest of this in short summation because I'm not going to say the other 10 minutes of this that I didn't record. And yeah, let's go. Another thing that you guys do when you're in a relationship is centering your feelings and revolving your emotions and mood around that of your partners. When they come home from work and they're tired or they're in a bad mood, something happened in their personal life, you tell yourself, oh my gosh, because I'm such an empath, I feel so strongly for them. If they can't go out today, if they can't do anything fun and they have to rot in bed all day, I'm gonna sit here and rot with them because it's my duty as their partner on this earth. Instead of saying, oh, I have my own life and I need to feed my own happiness, I can do what I can to try to help them, but if they don't accept the help and if it's not working, then I have to let them self-soothe and I have to give them that space and still continue to live my own life. That takes strength and that takes self-love and self-respect, honestly, and it takes the ability to know that loving your partner doesn't include using them as your vessel and living through through them when they can't do it themselves. You still have to step back and let them be responsible for their own well-being and let them grow and mature on their own and evolve and overcome the hard things without the cradling of you. In short, the last form of centering the world around you is seeking male validation, and that can be similar to what I said for seeking friend validation, or honestly every other example, including the relationship one, but checking for their reactions specifically to men. When you see a guy come in a room, or when you're talking to a guy or whatever, you change the way that you talk, change the way that you act. Maybe you perform more femininity. Maybe you downplay yourself and make yourself look more stupid and more weak so that you seem more appealing to them, when that's not even something you should be striving for. You really shouldn't strive for someone that wants to put themselves above you in order to feel like they can lead you on a rope. You need to have a trophy mindset. You are a trophy. Everyone's their own trophy. Everyone's a trophy on a shelf. We all get to shine. Getting someone to like you should never have to do with putting yourself down. All right, and I'm going to end off with saying some solutions to all of these. The best way that you can go about working on this internal, outward validation, world centering, man-made value centering, and how to become the most self-centered in the best way and self-involved, self-loved, self-focused you can. It's going to start with having a neutral presence. Learn to not shift the way that you act and the way that you put yourself out in the world on the dependence of who's around you, who's listening, who's watching. Be true to yourself 24/7, through and through, outside in, when you sleep at night, when you're on stage, anywhere you are. This way you'll never be in a position where you're questioning who you really are, because you know it to be true despite what other people think. Have a self-directed style. Look in your closet. Look if there's anything in there that you got just because someone told you it would look good, or because it was a trend, not even something that you feel comfortable in or something that you like to wear. Own your space on this earth. The one thing that you are promised when you're put on this earth is the space that you have around you and your life, your body, your brain, your inside, your out. Own it. It's yours. Don't let anyone else control it. Don't let it cater to anybody else. You're not here on this earth to perform for anyone. You don't owe anyone anything. This is your life. Everyone is entitled to their own. You should not be giving what you were given to somebody else that already has it. Practice having authentic reactions. Don't laugh at things you don't actually find funny. Don't be okay with things that you're actually not okay with. Say your true opinions. Be kind, but be honest. Don't get walked over. Don't let people walk over you. Don't people please. You don't owe anyone a thing. Alright, that's all I have for this video today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and any comments that you may have. I'm so sorry that this video ended up kind of being like this. It was really frustrating, and considering the fact that I had already recorded it a second time, trust that I was about to cry when I realized the audio cut out. Anyway, I hope it helped you, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.